Everybody go. Take a turn and talk.
Ladies first.
No, it doesn't matter. Just go.
Ladies first.
It doesn't matter. Just
A conflict I had with my parents or my friend is he thought he was better than me, so he thought y'all was better. He was better than me.
conflict I have with parents or my friends is because we wanted to watch different TV shows when we had our sleepover, so there was a conflict.
I know. Why you know the parents? Because 3 months later. Bruh.
Did you all finish over here?
Yep.
That's how awesome we are.
Are you recording?
Okay. Did everybody get a chance?
Yes.
All right. Anybody want to share with the whole class?
Yes.
Okay, Annalise, what did you say?
The conflict I had with my parents is when she didn't buy the food that I told her to buy.
And what kind of food did you tell her to buy you?
McDonald's.
Oh, I was waiting for spaghetti since it's always spaghetti.
Well,
Why
yeah.
is this
I told her to get crispy, but she got me grilled.
Conflict.
Oh.
Anybody else want to share? Jalen.
Me and my cousins are the same thing. I conflict I had with my cousins is me and him are the same grade.
That's even worse than when your friend likes the same
Ooh,
person.
it's a
You
family
got it in
member.
the family. Anybody else want to share? Cynthia?
The conflict I have with my friend is whenever I take his or her food, they get mad at me.
I'd be mad at you too. Kennedy?
Conflict I had with my friend was when she liked someone.
Okay. Layla?
A conflict I've had with my friend is not getting the last gum.
Not getting the last gum?
Yes.
The last piece of gum?
Yes.
Why can't you just split it?
That's stingy. That's not how it works. You have to get the whole piece.
Anybody else besides Annalise because she already went? Before I move on. Okay, Annalise, go ahead.
A conflict I had with my mom is that she forgot to buy spaghetti.
Oh, wow.
It was just
Okay,
sauce.
so what is our word?
Conflict.
What does it mean?
Problem.
What's the word?
Conflict.
What does it mean?
Problem.
What is the word?
Conflict.
What does it mean?
Problem.
What is a conflict?
Problem. Wait,
Oh!
I got it.
Okay. Any questions about the word conflict?
No.
Problem.
Any questions about the word conflict?
Problem?
What?
You're
I
about to
said
be a conflict.
I said it in the question way.
Now we're going to do one more of these in this lesson to go back to that big learning target. But that one's over for now. We're good? Okay. Now we're going to go back to where we left off. We have two different types of conflict. Internal conflict is a problem within oneself. This is the stuff that goes on inside your brain that wakes you up in the middle of the night and keeps you from sleeping.
Yes, oh my god.
This is when you wake up in the middle of the night going, crispy or grilled, crispy or grilled.
How did you know?
That's a problem within oneself. Yes. And who had a guilty conscience in our story?
The man, the crazy
No, Edgar Allan Poe is our author.
the crazy man.
Our narrator, our murderer. He's the one that had the guilty conscience. So this is inside your own brain. This is,
I know, right?
Oh,
I wonder if I should actually sneak out of the house tonight.
my dad had a.
Look at Angel smirking over there. Angel, did you sneak out of the house?
My dad had an internal
She looks so
conflict last night.
good. What was your dad's internal conflict?
Okay, so like we were asleep again, and it wasn't the balloons. So like we parked our truck in the garage, and like, the truck just went off all of a sudden, like the alarm, and right after that, like somebody went to the garage and he got it.
So was that inside?
No,
was that an
that was
internal
on
conflict?
That was external.
That was an external conflict. That's when we have that problem outside of ourselves. Layla?
I know external conflict.
Okay.
So like I was grounded from watching TV, so I was like begging my mom for me to just watch an hour episode, which is the Vampire Diaries on Thursday. And so like she okay, this for an hour. I was like, yeah, she was listening. I was just so happy like that. It's like it was like a good episode too.
I was supposed to be a
You guys and your shows.
So
Because the problem was she was grounded and couldn't watch TV.
Oh.
But she found a resolution, which is the word we're getting to.
Oh.
Annalise,
The fight this way. Ew.
what made that an external conflict? Annalise is having an external conflict.
There was one yesterday too.
So what was your external conflict just with? She just touched John. It's probably the piece that Layla wanted because it was the last one in the pack.
There's one down there, there's one here.
That is nasty. What, can you think of any other examples of external conflict? Cynthia?
Whenever your little brother or sister gets really scared because of the thunder outside and you're right there, like they're begging for you to go with them under the table and you're right there like, no.
If you have a brother or a sister, or more than one, we know external conflict.
Yes.
Or the little one that you're always having to babysit, external conflict.
my cousin,
So which one's inside?
Internal.
Which one's outside?
External.
Which one's inside?
Internal.
Which one's outside?
External.
Which one's outside?
External.
I got it.
Internal. Miss Bodie,
Yes, ma'am.
external, it says eggs. It's like exit, like outside.
That's a good way to help her.
Internal is like inside.
I always remember the inside, but I hadn't thought about that X and exit. That's a good way to remember that. Okay. Now, some of you, this is the kind of thing that you're familiar with, seeing this kind of a diagram when we do this plot chart stuff. You don't like doing that? But that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right now. You didn't even know it, did you?
Are you serious?
We are. It's crazy. We're just not drawing out that little triangle thing. But this is what we're doing. We're already going through and analyzing all of this stuff that made up the story.
Oh, those are
We did it yesterday with Moving Tone. We did it last week when we talked about the story. We're doing it right now. I'm so tricky.
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay, so climax. This is that turning point, the most intense moment. Now I said with rising action, this is where you guys get bored because this is the moment you're waiting for. What's gonna happen? What's the point?
A bomb! It's gonna explode.
Whoa. And when it doesn't get to that point quick enough for you, you get bored and you don't want to pay attention anymore. You want to put the book down. You want to return it to the library. You are done. But this is what we want. Unfortunately, this comes very close to the end of the story.
Yeah.
Like,
Too close to the
like-
end. And then they have to make a sequel that's coming out in 3 months.
Layla?
In Divergent, where she was like fighting, what, 4?
Wait, didn't it
Oh my gosh, I was just like,
Oh, it was so. That was like the
I
climax.
know.
So that's why the charts that you guys usually see have the straight line. This one's a little bit bumpier because you do have ups and downs along the way. Because if there weren't little ups and downs along the way,
It'd be boring.
it's really boring. So if I just if I tell you, okay, this morning I took my dogs for a walk. So your characters are the dogs and me, and it was 4:30 in the morning, and we walked outside and walked around the block.
And we saw this.
Climax, your dog falls into a man.
Was there a climax to my story, or am I just telling you
Not yet.
something?
Just
You're
telling
just
you.
No,
right.
it's boring.
Yeah.
If all it is this part, and we don't hit this, it's really, really boring. You need this moment. But if I tell you, as we were walking in the dark, I suddenly heard footsteps behind me. See, already, now I gotcha. You're suckered in. And then it turns out to be a tiny little puppy.
No.
Okay, now we're doing mood.
Then it goes down to the following.
You need something to get to. You need that big moment. Even in our love stories, we get all this back and forth. Will they or won't they? Will they or won't they? And then they kiss, and we're so happy, right?
No.
Yeah.
Or you're like me and you go vomit.
Yeah.
So what does climax mean?
The turning point was the most intense moment.
What does climax mean?
The turning point was the most intense moment.
What does it mean?
The turning point, the most intense moment.
All right. After that, we have the falling action. This was supposed to be a little video that would make much more sense if you could actually see Alice falling down the hole. Who's Alice? Thank goodness you knew. Okay, falling action is the downside. This is a very short part of the story. The rising action is the big part. Climax doesn't tend to be very long. This is short. It's the downside of things. This is that moment where everything's built up and you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I can breathe again. This is me every time I watch The Walking Dead. I'm waiting for this moment so I go,
Always like.
Like they almost get it and then bam.
I can't take much more. Because I'm not breathing. You hit that high intensity moment and you're not breathing anymore. We need to breathe again. That's in your falling action.
What? And the rising action, you're like holding it in, and then climax, you do your thing, and then the falling action, you're like, oh, thank goodness, I made it in time.
That's a very interesting comparison. And I have a feeling that Miss Stahl, who's here observing my class, might go back and share that with some of my colleagues outside of the building. And then they're all going to say, Fody, we knew you were strange, but what exactly are you doing? It's recording. And it is being recorded.
Oh.
But that was a great comparison. Yes, the plot chart is just like going to the bathroom.
But she just came forward with that, and now she's like going to the restroom. We're like, what?
Jalen?
Can I go first?
No, I'm not done yet.
I think you told me that yesterday, actually.
Okay, so now here's that other big piece of our learning target. The resolution.
I don't have a resolution.
Oh, this is the part I forgot. So underneath the last one in your underneath falling action, type what is resolution. What is resolution? I was flipping back and forth between too many screens.
Yes, Deja.
My falling action disappeared.
Is it on the next screen? Did it go to the next page?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, the resolution is our conclusion. This comes at the end of the falling action, but it's not just the nice pretty bow. This is the part where we have to go, well, did the conflict get resolved in any way? Was it taken care of? Was it addressed? So if it's a love story, and the problem is they don't know if they're really going to fall in love, if they're going to like each other, we need to know if that conflict is solved by the end. Are they together? Are they not together? We want them to be together, but sometimes they're not. So again, resolution, we have to be able to connect it back to the conflict. Was the problem taken care of? How was it taken care of? Okay, so now, our next, you're excited about the vocab routine? Anybody else excited?
Yeah.
Yay! We're being filmed, so what are you going to do?
Yeah. Vocab.
Okay, so we're going to go back to that big learning target. We said to determine whether and how conflicts are resolved. How is the conflict tied up at the end? So repeat. Resolution.
Resolution.
The action of solving a problem.
The action of solving a problem.
Resolution.
Resolution.
The action of solving a problem.
The action of solving a problem.
Resolution.
Resolution.
The action of solving a problem.
The action of solving a problem.
Say it like the old man. Resolution. The action of solving a problem. Quite interesting since we never got to saying anything. Okay, so this time I'm just doing examples to kind of explain this a little bit more. Erica?
Was resolution the concluding one?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is an example. So think back to our conflict with the fight. Okay? So instead, a resolution was made to discuss the problem rather than fighting about it. So what was the outcome? What did we do instead of fighting?
We discussed.
We talked about it. That's going to be our outcome.
Stuff coming out of my mouth.
You guys much prefer the talking to the fighting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thinking about our Fat Man poem, I used him as the example here. The Fat Man wanted to lose weight, so he made a decision to get more exercise. He began by hiking the mountain. This is a resolution. How does that solve his problem?
He's doing exercise.
As he goes up the mountain.
He's doing something. He's created an outcome. He's going to get more exercise
He's not
to
just
help
sitting
lose
around
weight.
and saying,
He's
I'll
not,
do it
he's not
tomorrow.
just gonna get exercise, but he's also helping with other things.
Right, good.
So he's getting to.
So we're going to turn and talk again. This time